My beloved child, listen closely, because something is happening behind the curtain of your life, something so unexpected, so quietly engineered, that if you miss even 1 second of what I'm about to reveal, the truth might slip away forever. You think the world around you is normal, harmless, predictable, but tonight, every heartbeat you take is echoing inside the mind of someone who's been watching you with an intention they've never confessed. There is a person. One who pretends to smile in front of you, one who knows your routine better than you do, one who acts supportive but hides a plan far colder, who is secretly preparing a move you never imagined. And the part that will shake you is this: they have already taken the first step. They have taken your picture, and posted it somewhere you never authorized, somewhere designed not to uplift you, but to twist your identity into something that benefits them alone. This is not a rumor. This is not imagination. This is the beginning of something deeper, and you are only now stepping into the opening line of a story you were never meant to see. Look again, carefully, at the recent moments of your life, those strange silences from a person who once spoke constantly, that sudden change in their tone, the unexplained distance, the faint smirk when they thought you weren't looking. None of that was random. It was preparation. While you believed they were busy with their routine, they were actually collecting fragments of your life, your expressions, your movements, even that picture you once thought was harmless, and storing them like pieces of an unfinished puzzle. They posted your picture in a place where shadows gather, where intentions are rarely pure, and where impressions shape faster than truth. Why would someone do this? Why would they take something as personal as your image and use it without your permission? Because they needed a tool. They needed a way to start a narrative that places you in the center while quietly pushing you toward a direction you never agreed to walk. And the scariest part is that they are doing it so silently, so gracefully, that if you don't open your eyes now, their plan will unfold before you even notice the first crack. But hold on. Because the universe is not letting you face this blind. Something inside you has already felt it, that sudden heaviness in your chest, that instinct telling you something is off, that moment when you looked at your phone and felt like someone else had already looked through your life before you. You brushed it aside because you thought it was overthinking. But it wasn't. It was your inner voice trying to warn you of a plan that's been forming like a quiet storm. The person behind this isn't an enemy at first glance. In fact, they are someone who once stood close, too close. Someone who knows exactly which picture of yours will create the reaction they want from others. Someone who knows your strengths and weaknesses like they were studying you. They are posting your picture in a space where stories twist fast, where viewers don't know you but react instantly, and where even a simple expression can be turned into a tool to corner you emotionally, socially, or mentally. They're counting on the fact that you won't discover their motive until the final moment, when it's too late to reverse what's already been set in motion. Listen, because here comes the part that will make your heartbeat jump. The place where your picture is being posted isn't random, and it isn't public in the traditional sense. It is a place where hidden watchers gather, where people exchange impressions in whispers, where every detail gets analyzed like a secret file. They want reactions. They want assumptions. They want narratives to form without you having a single word to defend yourself. And the most chilling part? They are using your picture as the opening bait to mislead others into believing a story that paints you exactly the way they want. Their intention isn't physical harm, no, it's deeper. It's emotional influence. reputation shaping, mind twisting. They want someone important to see that picture and draw a conclusion that benefits their secret desire. Maybe they want someone to distance themselves from you. Maybe they want someone to question your character. Maybe they want to shift power in their favor by making you appear a certain way. Whatever their motive is, it is personal, calculated, and built on the belief that you will never find out what they're doing behind the curtain. And yet, here you are, hearing it before their plan is complete. The fact that you're listening to this right now means the universe is stepping between you and their hidden intention, pulling you into awareness just before the final move is made. They are posting your picture in a place where only certain people have access, where conversations happen privately, where individuals discuss what they think they know. Someone from that space recognized your image instantly. They felt something was off. They sensed that the person sharing it wasn't doing it out of admiration but out of a motive that didn't sound noble. That's why this message is reaching you now, because the truth is walking toward you faster than their plan can unfold. My beloved child, before we move forward, breathe for a moment, because what I'm about to reveal in this part is not just information. It is the turning point that separates what you thought was happening from what is actually unfolding behind your back. You believed the posting of your picture was the most shocking part, but destiny is whispering something far heavier. The person doing all this is not acting alone. There is a second presence, silent, invisible, and far more calculative. Guiding them like a shadow hiding behind a familiar smile. While you were busy surviving the chaos of your daily life, this hidden individual was studying the reactions to your picture, predicting how people would judge you, and waiting for the exact moment when the emotional impact would be highest. Their biggest weapon is not the picture itself, it's the timing. They want the world to see you at the precise moment when you are most vulnerable, making their story look more believable than your truth. And this is exactly why you need to stay alert now. The next move they make will not just target your image, it will target your voice. A strange pattern has already begun forming around you, and you may not have noticed it yet. Someone you trust has suddenly started behaving differently. Slower replies, forced politeness, unexpected distance, eyes that look away too quickly, or questions that feel rehearsed instead of natural. These aren't coincidences. These are signs of someone who has been influenced by the picture posted behind your back. They have seen something, heard something, or been told something crafted so carefully that even they didn't realize they were being manipulated. That picture is being used as a tool to plant a thought, a doubt, a misinterpretation inside their mind. And once that seed begins to grow, it becomes harder to convince them of anything else. That's the power of silent storytelling, the kind that twists the truth without ever saying a single direct lie. And the mastermind behind this knows exactly how to use it against you. But here comes the most unsettling revelation: the individual who posted your picture didn't do it impulsively. They've been waiting. They've been collecting small reactions from people around you, watching who looks curious, who seems confused, who appears worried. Every glance, every whisper, every subtle change in energy, these are their measurements. They're analyzing how close they are to achieving their true intention. And that intention isn't as simple as jealousy, rivalry, or spite. It's something deeper. Something connected to a moment in the past when they felt small next to you, when your presence unintentionally overshadowed them, when your confidence, talent, or innocence made them feel invisible. Ever since that day, they've been quietly crafting a scenario that would reverse the roles, one that would put them in control and leave you scrambling for clarity. That picture is just the opening move of a much larger plan, and the next step will cross into emotional territory they believe you won't be able to defend. Now listen carefully, because this part will tell you exactly why this message is reaching you before the situation escalates. Someone unexpected, someone not close to you but not entirely distant either, has noticed what's going on. They saw your picture posted in that hidden place, and something didn't sit right with them. They sensed an intention that wasn't kind. They sensed that the person posting it wasn't doing so with admiration. Instead, they detected a silent desire to shape how others perceive you. This observer didn't speak up directly, but their energy, their uneasiness, their intuitive discomfort began spreading like a quiet ripple. And the universe caught it. That ripple is the reason you are hearing this now. You are being pulled toward awareness before the final step of their plan can solidify. Before this part ends, here is your essential moment. Your story is about to turn sharply. The person behind the posting is preparing a second move, one far more impactful than the first. They want to use your image to create a narrative that corners you emotionally. They want someone important to question you. They want someone close to hesitate. They want someone you trust to step back at the exact moment you need them most. But the universe is stepping ahead of them. This part is your shield. Your awareness is your protection. My beloved child, the moment you've been unknowingly walking toward is here. Until now, everything was shadows, hints, whispers, but in this part, the mask finally begins to slip from the face of the one orchestrating this quiet storm around you. The person posting your picture didn't stumble into this plan by accident. They've been waiting for a moment when your guard would be low, your focus scattered, your energy divided. And that moment is now. They wanted you distracted so you wouldn't notice the pattern they were creating behind you, messages being sent to the wrong people at the right time, glances exchanged in places you didn't expect, and sudden concern from individuals who didn't even know they were being influenced. But destiny has a strange way of stepping between you and betrayal just before the final blow lands, and that's exactly why you're hearing the truth before they think you're ready for it. The identity of this person is not random. In fact, it's someone whose presence you've normalized so much that it no longer triggers caution. They stand close enough to observe your habits but distant enough to pretend innocence. Notice how their eyes linger slightly longer on you when you enter a room, or how they suddenly quiet down when your name is mentioned. They've mastered the art of looking harmless while carrying intentions heavy enough to bend the energy around them. And the part that will shock you is this: they're not posting your picture for entertainment or attention. They're posting it to test reactions, especially from someone specific. Someone whose opinion matters deeply to them. They want this person to see you in a distorted light, not because you did something wrong, but because the person behind all this cannot stand the idea of you being seen as strong, admired, or chosen. And here's the twist you weren't prepared for. The hidden space where your picture is being shared has already started forming opinions about you. Someone commented. Someone reacted. Someone questioned why your picture was posted in the first place. And those reactions sent a wave of irritation through the one who posted it. They didn't get the outcome they expected. Instead of people blindly absorbing the planted narrative, a few individuals sensed something off. They notice the hesitation in the person sharing it. They notice the discomfort beneath the surface. And in that moment, the one behind this plan realized something terrifying to them: you are not as unprotected as they assumed. The universe has placed quiet watchers around you, people who may not speak loudly but feel deeply, and their intuition is interfering with the narrative being built against you. Look closely at the interactions happening around you today. Someone who once acted neutral is suddenly extra curious. Someone whose tone used to be casual is now overly cautious. Someone who rarely checked on you is suddenly asking questions that feel rehearsed. These aren't coincidences, they are ripples created by the picture posted behind your back. The person behind all this expected people to doubt you, distance themselves, or judge you silently. But instead, people are becoming suspicious of them. Their plan is shaking. Their confidence is cracking. Their control is slipping. And that's why, right now, they're preparing to escalate. When quiet attempts fail, such people often move to louder ones, not dangerous, not physical, but emotionally manipulative actions designed to corner you into reacting, so they can blame your reaction instead of their own intentions. And hear this clearly: their true motive is personal. Deeply personal. It comes from a place of comparison, insecurity, and the fear of losing attention they believe belongs to them. Someone sees you with respect. Someone values your presence. Someone feels drawn to the energy you carry. And the one behind this posting cannot tolerate that. They believe that if your image is twisted just a little, if people begin seeing you differently, then they can reclaim a spotlight they feel slipping out of their hands. But destiny is exposing them brick by brick, whisper by whisper, moment by moment. And in the next part, you will uncover the most shocking piece of all. What emotion inside them triggered this entire plan in the first place, and why the timing is not a coincidence but a calculated attack on your rising energy. My beloved child, before I reveal the truth you were never supposed to hear, you need to understand one thing: the person behind all this didn't wake up one morning and choose to twist your image. Their motive was born the very moment they realized something they could never accept. That someone important pays more attention to you than to them. This wasn't jealousy in its simple form, this was a silent storm that started building inside them long before they posted your picture anywhere. Every time you walked into the room and someone's eyes naturally shifted toward you, every time your presence unintentionally softened the atmosphere, every time your name brought a warmer reaction than theirs, a crack formed inside their confidence. And instead of healing it, they fed it. They watched you, compared themselves to you, judged themselves through the reflection of your strengths, and slowly began crafting the idea that the only way to regain control was to control how others see you. What triggered them wasn't something you did, it was something they felt. They saw someone admire you. Someone they wish admired them instead. That moment ignited a fire of insecurity so sharp that it didn't fade, it grew. They realized they couldn't dim your presence by outshining you, so they tried to dim it by reshaping your image. Posting your picture was not the action of a confident person. It was the move of someone collapsing inside, someone terrified that your light might expose their shadows. They needed a narrative where you appear questionable, confusing, or misunderstood, because if people began doubting you, it would create space for them to feel relevant again. That insecurity is the emotional trigger behind everything happening now. And the moment they pressed upload on that picture, they believed they finally had power, but the universe didn't allow them to hold it for long. But here's where destiny interrupts their calculation. The reactions they expected did not match reality. Instead of people blindly accepting the subtle negativity surrounding your picture, some individuals began sensing the discomfort behind it. A few felt uneasy. A few questioned why your picture was being shared in the first place. A few even sensed that the intention wasn't genuine. These early cracks in their plan frustrated them deeply. They needed more attention. They needed more emotional fuel. They needed the narrative to escalate. That's why, right now, they're planning a second posting, something with more context, more twist, more emotional charge. Not dangerous, not harmful, but manipulative enough to make others pause and doubt you again. And before they make that move, destiny is pushing this truth into your hands so you don't walk into their next act unaware. Before this part ends, hear this loud and clear: the universe is not exposing their intention to break you, it's exposing it so you don't blame yourself. You were never the cause. You never did anything wrong. Their insecurity was born from their own reflection, not from your existence. And this message is reaching you at the perfect moment because your energy is rising again, stronger than before, more centered, more powerful. They can sense it. They feel it slipping out of their control. And that pressure is exactly why they're preparing their next move. But destiny wants you to stand steady now. This is your moment to breathe, realign, and step into awareness before their second wave reaches you. My beloved child, the moment has finally arrived to reveal the presence that has been quietly watching over you, the person who saw your picture posted in that hidden space and instantly felt something wasn't right. This observer isn't someone who goes around interfering in other people's matters. They're not the type to gossip, question, or poke into stories that don't belong to them. Yet the moment your picture appeared, something inside them stopped. Something felt wrong. Something felt placed, not natural. They sensed that the person uploading your image wasn't doing it out of affection or admiration but out of a silent intention to trigger reactions, to create misunderstandings, or to twist how others perceive you. They didn't speak up, didn't confront anyone, didn't expose the poster, because they knew the truth needed to unfold at the right time. Instead, they watched. And their intuition, sharp, sensitive, quietly protective, became the very reason destiny reached out to you before the situation escalated. This observer is not your enemy. They are not part of the plan. In fact, they are the first person who sensed the negative energy attached to your picture. They looked at it and felt a strange heaviness, as if the image was placed with an intention that wasn't honest. They noticed how the caption felt too vague, too crafted, too deliberately open-ended. They noticed how the poster's tone didn't match their usual behavior. And they noticed how certain people reacted with confusion rather than curiosity. These subtle shifts sparked an alarm inside them, an instinct that whispered, "This isn't right. Something is off. Someone is being targeted without knowing it." But instead of creating noise, they chose awareness. They chose silence. They chose observation. And in that silence, a channel opened. A spiritual doorway through which this warning is now reaching you. The observer is someone who carries a naturally protective aura. They may not be close to you, but they are not far either. They've seen you before, maybe in passing, maybe in a conversation, maybe in a moment that felt too small to remember. But even in that brief space, they felt something genuine in you, an authenticity that stands out in a world full of masks. That's why your picture caught their attention. Not because of what it showed, but because of what it revealed. They saw a disconnect between your true energy and the narrative being quietly crafted around you. And that disconnect made them uncomfortable. They felt the need to pay attention. They felt the need to stay aware. And without realizing it, they became the anchor that slowed down the negativity forming around you. But here comes the twist destiny wanted you to know: the observer isn't just sensing what's wrong, they're sensing who is behind it. They noticed a pattern in the poster's behavior. They noticed the way the poster responded to reactions, controlling their tone too carefully, replying too quickly or avoiding certain comments altogether. That's when the observer realized something deeper: this wasn't a random upload. This was personal. Intentional. Calculated. And the person behind it wasn't trying to entertain others, they were trying to influence someone specific. The observer didn't reveal this because they understood the nature of emotional intentions. They knew the poster was acting from insecurity, not from power. And insecure minds often escalate when challenged. So instead, the observer stepped back and allowed the truth to travel to you through a safer path. My beloved child, the moment you've been unconsciously bracing for is approaching faster than you realize. Until now, everything the person posted, every picture, every caption, every subtle twist, was just the foundation. A test. A rehearsal. A silent experiment to see how people reacted to your image when it was placed in a space where you had no control. But now they are preparing something far bigger, far sharper, far more emotionally manipulative. Not dangerous, not harmful, but deeply strategic. Their next move is designed to reshape the story entirely, not by attacking you, but by shaping how people feel when they look at you. They've realized the first attempt didn't create the chaos they hoped for. Too many people sense the discomfort behind their action. Too many individuals hesitated instead of judging you. Too many responses didn't fit the narrative they wanted. So now, they're planning something stronger. The next step involves context. They know a single picture alone isn't enough. People need a frame, a hint, a suggestion. So they're preparing to post something again, this time paired with carefully chosen words. Not direct accusations, not bold claims, but subtle, emotionally loaded lines that make others wonder, is something going on behind the scenes? They want people to fill the blanks themselves. They want confusion to do the work. They want reactions created by implication, not evidence. This is how manipulation works, not through loud actions but through quiet seeds planted in minds that were never meant to question you in the first place. Their goal is simple. Create doubt without being blamed for creating it. But destiny is revealing their next move before they can make it. They are planning to post a second image, or maybe even the same picture again, but this time accompanied by a caption that sounds mysterious on the surface but is crafted to provoke curiosity. Something like, "People are not who they appear to be," or "Some truths come out at the right time." ambiguous, innocent looking, yet heavy enough to make others pause. Heavy enough to make someone specific reconsider what they thought they knew about you. The person doing this isn't interested in truth, they're interested in reactions. They want someone in particular to see that post and think twice about you. They want to plant a shadow over your reputation without ever stating anything directly. What they don't realize, however, is that the universe is intervening ahead of time. Their plan relies on timing. On catching you off guard, on making sure you don't notice the shift until the reaction has already spread. But destiny brought you the warning early. The moment the observer felt discomfort, the moment your intuition stirred, the moment the energy around the situation shifted, this message opened a doorway, pulling you into awareness before the next move is executed. Now, instead of walking blind into their second attempt, you're standing here with clarity. And clarity is the one thing manipulative minds can never work against. Here's the most important truth of this part: the next move they make will expose more about them than about you. Their caption will sound forced. Their tone will sound shaky. Their attempt to appear innocent will feel too polished. People who doubted you earlier won't doubt you the same way now. Instead, they'll begin to question the person posting. They'll notice the desperation, the insecurity, the need for attention. And that shift will turn the narrative against the one who intended to twist it. The energy is reversing. Their plan is losing strength. Their control is slipping. And the moment they post again, their true intention will leak through the cracks, visible not only to you but to everyone watching quietly from the shadows.